All right, boys and girls, here we are, episode 4. Today we have Old Crow by Dr. James Crow, not to be confused with Jim Crow of the Jim Crow laws. So, a little bit about Old Crow. It started in 1835. It was the first sour mash whiskey. This is a very historic product. It was, in fact, the drink of choice for Ulysses S. Grant and Abraham Lincoln. And at one point, the two got in a very big fight about it. Unfortunately, the original recipe died with Dr. James Crow in the 1870s. So, what we get now is not the same product. That should be evident by the $11 per liter price tag. That's 250 milliliters more than the fifths you can usually buy. So this is $11 per liter, putting it significantly less pricey than the ancient age we had last episode.
Oh, so good.
But yeah, it was recently acquired back in the 80s by the Jim Beam Company. So fun fact about this vintage, it is actually the exact same recipe as Jim Beam. It's just aged for less time. So
that tells me a good amount about it.
Yeah. Without further ado, Jake, would you want to pour us up? And we can start talking about how we feel about this bottle.
I feel like it's already more worth the money.
Well,
dollar per liter value is there.
Yeah.
Looking at this bottle, I like how they kept it simple. Big, bold letters. They got a crow. It's Old Crow. It's exactly what you'd expect from a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey named Old Crow. It looks like...
Thank you.
It looks like a very standard bottle.
Definitely a darker color just right off the bat.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a noticeably darker whiskey.
It gives me hope.
It does.
Oh, have you guys seen that? Have you seen those videos of people kicking bottle caps off of bottles?
No.
Cheers, boys. Hopefully, Dr. James Crow doesn't disappoint. Already a less offensive nose than the other whiskeys you've tried. It was a spice nose followed by a hell of a kick.
Yeah, I was going to say, I definitely feel that one. Just in the throat.
Hits your mouth like a freight train.
Yeah, it does.
It was a nice nose. I was not expecting the flavor.
I was getting the flavor just from the nose, for me personally. So for me, it just kind of tingles like the jaw, in the back of the jaw. I get the back of the jaw tingles. But I got that through the nose a little bit. I already had a suspicion that was going to happen.
It has a spiced smell. Definitely a more like a spiced cask kind of.
Definitely reminds me of like Jack Daniel's Jim Beam. Like you said, it is Jim Beam.
Perfect way to describe it.
Just Jim Beam aged less. You said,
it tastes, if you want to compare it to anything, it's Jim Beam.
Yeah,
I completely agree with that. It tastes very similar to Jim Beam, and it is not that bad, to be honest. I kind of like it because I like Jim Beam, but it's noticeably worse, but I can't really figure out why.
I think it's the bite. I think it just has more bite than Jim Beam, but the same flavor profile.
It's not that offensive. It just isn't as good. Like, it doesn't make me hate it, but it doesn't make me like it either.
I would not take shots of this.
I kind of like it.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of like Jim Beam and Jack Daniels. I prefer higher stuff, but
there's other things I would drink before this,
I would probably drink that. Honestly, I would probably drink. What was that other shit that we tasted?
Ancient Age.
Yeah, Ancient Age. I'd probably drink that shit before this.
I prefer
Really?
this.
I
Personally,
definitely
slightly
prefer this.
more. I prefer Ancient Age more.
This is significantly better than Ancient Age. This doesn't taste like someone's musty basement is crawling down my throat.
It's got a sharp bite, that's for sure. Very sharp.
I think the sharp bite really turns me off fully of it.
That's probably why you're usually a big fan of like the Irish blends and the Canadian whiskeys. Because a good bourbon,
I love a good
bourbon is gonna taste like a man from Kentucky is punching you in the face. Like that's what it's all about.
That's kind of what
I
this
prefer
does.
like the Glenfiddich or the
Okay, well, me too.
Well, I'm just saying
prefer
that
Glenfiddich.
kind of
Glenfiddich also
blend
doesn't
just-
cost $11.
It is.
a liter.
I understand
Same.
it's considerably more, but
That's out of this league.
I know it's out of the league, but I would still prefer it.
That's true. No, he's giving us his reference point.
Like-
It makes sense.
Like this just kind of upsets the stomach a little bit more, whereas the Glenfiddich and like those kind of are a lot smoother, a lot less punch to your face.
The more I
there's
drink
a lot.
it,
There's a lot of
I think it's less punch.
really.
I think my mouth is getting used to it.
It's way sharper than the Ancient Age, though.
It's definitely sharper, but I think it's punchier, but it's also less off-putting.
I'm just not a fan of that.
It's like
punch.
what I
yeah.
expect from a bourbon.
I agree with that. This tastes more like the expected bourbon experience than Ancient Age was not what you want out of a bourbon. But this is much closer to that. It's not quite there, but it's not off-putting
Tell
in
you
like
what,
a weird way.
if you had an empty bottle of Jim Beam
and
and
you
you
filled
just
it with this,
refilled
you would
it
have
with
no idea.
Jim Crow, like you'd have
Fucking Jim
no
Crow.
idea.
Old Crow.
Old Crow.
Yeah,
Let's Dr.
we're not
James
going-
Crow.
We're not going
Dr.
for the
James
Jim Crow.
Crow's Old Crow. So technically that is true. It's Jim Crow.
Jim Crow laws.
Not to be confused with Jim Crow.
I think you could
They're both
definitely
the
do
same
that.
name around same time period, different guys. But you could definitely get away with that. And I think if you like the flavor profile of Jim Beam, which I personally don't mind.
I would say I would have to agree with you. The flavor profile better. The punch and kick, not my style,
Mhm.
but it is what it is. It's definitely more than the other one.
Yeah, I would have to give this on the whiskey scale. Personally, I'd give it a 5. I think there's, of course, better things you can have. Like, you can have a flavorful blend, but as far as like what it is, I don't mind it.
Definitely goes to the nose.
Jake, what you thinking? Out of 10.
Out of 10, I would give this I would rate this a solid I agree. 5.
I'd say 4.
Fair enough.
I'd say it's better than the flavor profile. 100% better. I don't
Yeah.
feel like I'm drinking mold.
It doesn't.
It
doesn't. Yeah, it certainly doesn't upset my stomach to like think about drinking it like the Ancient Age did. Like, it's not an ancient basement, that's for sure.
I feel like I misrepresented Crown in a previous episode. I gave Crown a 5 on the chart, and I think it might be higher than that. I'd give Crown a solid 7 as like, this is a comfortable, preferable whiskey.
I'd give Crown
And
6. But yeah.
Comparing
I
this,
would also give Crown a 6.
this is a 5, Crown is a 7. That's where I'm going. Like, it's worse than Crown, but it's also cheaper than Crown. So,
Crown's also Canadian whiskey, though. So
yeah, it's a different category, but
it is Canadian whiskey, right? Crown?
yeah,
I'm not too sure. I
think
haven't
it
read
is.
much into Crown.
Crown is blended Canadian whiskey.
Yeah.
And then they have a bunch of flavors.
But yeah, I would, even because I'm usually not a huge fan of bourbon, but I think this is drinkable.
I think
What
I
do
will
you do?
probably like this more on the rocks.
I think so too.
Let's
and
try
I
it.
think it's just about that time.
Let us try Old Crow on the Rocks. Whoa.
Yeah.
Don't let your kids watch it.
Give them cheeks. Give me them.
We're back.
We are back.
On the rocks.
Segment 2. On the rocks. Drinking it over ice.
Feeling a little rocky right now.
Give it a little swish.
I was going to say.
Get that cold in there.
Let it really.
Oh, it's a nice sound.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a. Especially with these glasses.
These are some
the
nice
jingle
glasses,
jangle.
man.
My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds.
These glasses are way too
right
nice
now,
for this liquor.
I just want you guys to know we are drinking Old Crow, a $12 bottle.
That was $11 per liter.
An $11 bottle of shitty whiskey out of some very nice glasses that are way too high class for this whiskey. Yeah. These are hand decorated 24 karat gold glasses.
Crystal Steinway. But
completely out of the
story.
league.
How'd you come to get these?
Currently, we're going through a move out of our new house, and we found these packed away. They were a wedding gift, and I was told I could have them for free, so I yoinked them for this shit.
You love to see it. We're officially
so we've got some real nice glasses for some real shitty whiskey.
Yeah, we certainly do. So cheers to the rocks, boys.
I'd say they fit this perfectly.
Nothing better to drink our drinks out of.
I enjoy this far more. It takes that sharp punch out of it.
It really does. It takes the punch away and leaves you with that Jim Beam profile you've come to know and love.
I could drink this playing some video games, just hanging out with the boys, playing some board games or something. I could drink this on the rocks, chilling.
I could see that too. Yeah.
I wouldn't see this as a party whiskey for myself, but
I haven't tried that I would drink with the boys for $11. I would certainly consider a party whiskey. You have no reason not to.
This is in the category of you buy it if you're trying to get fucked up on the cheap. That's pretty where this sits. In the
you're not going to impress anybody by buying Old Crow.
Hell no.
So considering it as part of that category on ice, yeah, this is good. It's totally fine. Like I'd give it a solid 5.
Really, I would rate this a little bit higher. I'd rate it at more of like a 6 or maybe a 7.
Scratching at the doors of 7.
Yeah, I'd say maybe like a 6.8.
6. Yeah, I'd give it like a respectable 6.5.
Yes, it's definitely a 6. Sticks the landing on the 6.
Yeah,
falls over going on the way to the 7.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the ice does not improve it that much.
Really?
Well, I mean, I went from 5 to a 6 personally. I think it takes it up one number. Yeah,
I went from a 4 to almost a 7.
I'm thinking like
flavor's there. Flavor's always been there. A punch eliminated as usual.
It still has a punch. It still has a punch.
Really?
It's just it's masked a lot by the ice.
I'm not getting that punchiness. It's just not hitting me in the back of the throat like that Kentucky man.
The ice makes it more drinkable. In the if you prefer, I think it's all preference. Like, do you like the ice or not? I think I personally don't like the ice because I think it waters down whatever drink I put it in.
In general, are you just
in general?
You like a neat whiskey?
Yeah, I like neat for most all of them. So anything with ice, it's like, all right, so basically the same, just a little watered down.
I'm an on the rocks person. I prefer the flavor over the warm punchiness.
I like that too. I usually do go for a drink. If I'm drinking something neat, I'll drink it. Well, obviously it's not neat if it's on the rocks, but if I'm drinking like a straight liquor, I will do it on the rocks if I have to.
Yeah.
So I don't think the ice improves it that much unless you really like on the rocks in general. If you like it in general, this improves it.
You get more of the flavor out of it. It keeps the
flavor profile, but it masks the punch.
Yeah.
If I was going to go to a party and I really just like the flavor of whiskey instead of other drinks, like I hate rum, whatever. I personally don't hate rum, but let's say whoever you are, you hate everything. All you want is whiskey. You're a whiskey fiend, but you're broke, and all you have is enough for one of these. Solid $11. You got $11 in your pocket. Get one of these, and you throw a couple of ice cubes out of your buddy's freezer into it, and you put it in any glass. You will enjoy a glass of whiskey on a budget.
But you'll
problem.
enjoy it so much more in a gold-rimmed crystal glass.
If you're all about the image and you want to be that guy with the whiskey at the party, you want to be the whiskey guy, whatever. This is cheap, and it definitely does the job.
If you want a decent tasting whiskey for $11,
it's not bad.
I'd say that should be your go-to at this point.
Yeah,
Till we try something better. That would be my go-to if I'm only willing to pay $11
at this point,
especially for a liter.
Now I have to say, on a different hand, these cups are really nice to hold.
Mm-hmm.
I like the ridges in them. Mm-hmm. It just feels
support,
tactile.
It's a nice low ball glass. Feels nice in the hand. It's not too heavy either.
No. It's got a good feel with the ridges. It doesn't feel like it's slipping out of my hand or like it's freezing.
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, can't complain. I think of all the whiskeys we've tried so far, it's probably my favorite.
Probably the best.
Yeah.
Probably the best on the rocks. Not the best neat for me.
I mean, because I wouldn't try to compare it to the 21 percenters.
No,
because obviously the 11 Jones is just gonna
win.
It's gonna win because it's a whiskey and water.
Yeah,
so it's
already iced.
It's more pleasant. it's just more pleasant.
It's like it's like you put ice in it and you let it sit for fucking 12 hours and melt.
Yeah. So beyond that, I think
for this price range, this is the best whiskey I've tasted that costs $11. Never had anything better for $11.
I agree with that.
And you get more of it. It's a liter instead of a fifth.
Yeah, it's a liter for $11.
It's a good deal. It's a really good deal.
That's a good deal.
Pleasantly surprised by Old Crow. So I think
would recommend this to a broke friend, but would not buy it for myself because I've raised my standards. But also, if you're balling on a budget, you get this stuff.
Yeah, I'm not buying this because I really like it, but if I had no money and I wanted to get a good tasting whiskey, this is pretty good, especially for a liter.
I would have to agree with that.
So,
as much as I'm not a fan of it on the neat, I'd still say it's very worth it.
But the question is, how will it taste over some brown cola?
Unnamed mystery brown cola.
Mystery cola.
Mystery cola coming in. Cola time, baby.
Get this.
Holding the bottle upright, licking the top of it like you're getting something out of it.
Welcome
to the
part
rice fields.
3 of our podcast, aka not the rice fields.
You gotta love them
because we are able to sit here and drink whiskey with mystery cola and enjoy ourselves and not harvest rice.
So
cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, boys.
Who would dare
not about to
go against the choice?
Not about to. Who would be that?
Who would
foolish?
Be that senile and
foolish?
Hey, I like it.
That's nice.
That's pretty good.
That's tasty.
That's solid whiskey and cola.
It definitely pairs with that cola well.
This is a great mixture.
Helps.
This is a great mixture for the total price. The total price is way lower than you'd expect.
I would drink that on a weekend.
If you're really wondering what cola we put in here, ask us in the comments. We might respond.
Ask us in the comments. Otherwise, you don't get to know. You don't deserve the truth.
So, with the cola, I'd say it's a great mixture, but also independently on its own, as I said before. It's pretty decent. So with the cola, it's exactly what you'd expect a cola whiskey beverage to taste like.
It is.
It doesn't like differentiate itself that much.
If you're at best way I could put this, if you're having a wedding and you need cheap liquor to suffice everyone and a cola to go around, this is a combo. This is a good combo.
Yeah, I would get Old Crow for a wedding for sure because the whiskey isn't going to turn anybody away.
No,
if you ask for a whiskey,
they're just going to go, "Can I get a whiskey and Coke or Jack and Coke?" And you just pour them what the fuck ever.
You tell them we don't have Jack.
We don't have Jack, but we got Old Crow.
And they'd be like, "Okay, I'll take a whiskey Coke."
Yeah, whatever you want.
That would totally work. No one would notice. People would notice, but they wouldn't like care.
People would care if it was Ancient Age.
Yeah,
people wouldn't care.
People would be like,
they'd be like, "Who bought this shit?
This is terrible."
Like you can tell it's not exact. It's not a Jack and Coke.
Did you scrape that shit off the fucking ceiling?
Like you can tell.
You already know your crazy aunt would be like shit talking everyone about your wedding if you served Ancient Age.
Yeah,
Old Crow.
I bet I could tell the difference between this and a Jim and Coke.
Old Crow.
You'll know the difference.
I don't think I would.
I don't think I
really
would.
don't think
I don't think I would.
Because the only difference to me between Old Crow and the Jim Beam was like how much bite it has. And when you put it over ice with cola, it
hides the bite. Yeah,
the bite is gone, and it just tastes like Jim Beam. Like it's really all it tastes like.
Good point.
You're really getting a lot of the vanilla.
You really do, yeah. I certainly agree with you there.
Absolutely. I think it might just be the cola. Is there vanilla in this one?
That cola,
it's a little
type
different.
of cola, kind of has like a peppery, like more vanilla taste. Yeah,
it's good. Whatever's in this glass right here, it's good.
It's tasty.
I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish.
Not
this.
that we didn't finish the other one. Because we did.
No, we dumped that shit out. That was nasty.
No, we're not even gonna pretend like we finished.
That Ancient Age was fucking garbage. We all dumped that shit out.
Don't buy.
We dumped it out.
There will not be flowers in the flower bed.
It doesn't have to be good, but we're gonna try it and find out.
This is why we're here, to tell you which. See, a lot of people, you would have walked into that liquor store and gone, "Well, that's $11 a liter. This one's $13 for a fifth. I want to look a bit better. I want something that tastes a bit better. I'm gonna go for the Ancient Age over the Old Crow."
I would not. I would go cheapskate on that deal right there.
But I'm saying a lot of people would.
A lot of people would.
A lot of people would be like, "I'll pay the extra $2."
It looks slightly fancier because of the bottle.
Old Crow or Ancient Age?
Ancient Age.
I don't think so. I think the Ancient Age looks cheaper.
I think the only thing about the bottle that looks cheaper. Here, let me pull it up for comparison's sake.
Is it just the white labeling or like
the off?
I would say the
off-white cap
looks very cheap.
It's like eggshell white.
It's
like
more
that.
of like a white candle.
Yeah,
it's like a white candle.
So the label color is off-putting.
Label color off-putting. I'd say.
Well, not just the label, also the flavor
and the color of the whiskey.
I mean,
like
these guys.
If we're comparing
significantly
whiskey
lighter.
colors, it's a lighter whiskey.
Yeah,
it's the label is not as nice, but
I'd
say the bottle itself looks a little nicer with all these ridges and stuff.
I don't know.
Those guys are obviously copying the big
Old
brands.
Crow has a clean design.
It has a clean design, but the bottle, the glass itself, looks slightly nicer.
The square bottle, kind of gimmicky at this point.
It's gimmicky.
Yes, it is.
But it works for that reason.
I think it's gimmicky only if what you're putting in it is good. Then the gimmick is like
the gimmick
works. Part of it.
Then it's not a gimmick.
This is bad, and it's a gimmick that's copied. Yeah. It's a copied gimmick with a bad product.
I agree with that.
And it's just it's terrible.
Dude, what are you talking about?
This stuff, they're keeping it simple. Just a round bottle.
It totally does not look like the exact same bottle as 11 Jones.
Oh my God, it is the exact same bottle.
It is the exact same bottle.
Wait till next episode where we try a whiskey in the exact same bottle as 11 Jones in Ancient Age.
Whatever bottle. Somewhere there's a bottling company ripping off Jack Daniels.
They are not ripping.
Guess in the comments what the next bottle we're gonna try is. That looks exactly
It
like
might
those
be the
two.
same one.
Almost exactly identical to those, and we will pull up a side by side comparison.
No, Juice will pull up a side by side.
Our man Juice, the king,
Our
the
editor.
The
He
juiciest.
will join us sometime.
of
He's
Jay.
on vacation currently.
Oh, you know what?
You guys might get
Off
to see him.
record, off a podcast. Cut this, Juice, but
All right, Juice, we're back. But yeah, no, I like this. It's not bad. I would drink this. I'm going to drink this throughout the night.
I've been sipping it. I'm not dumping this glass. I'm
Not
gonna
at
finish this one. I like this one.
we're playing games after this. We're having a game night later.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna keep drinking Old Crow.
Might as well.
I might not,
I mean, I'm not gonna have it all night, but
but
might have
I
one or two more glasses.
might
Old-
have a nice, High Life
Old
or something
Crow and
like that in
cola.
between.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I'll we actually buy we buy real drinks here. We don't just only drink cheap liquor. But I'm saying I
we
might.
drink cheap beer too.
we also buy expensive beer. But what do you mean? We got Peroni, we got Heineken, we got Guinness.
Okay, you're
We got
we got some Heineken.
we got the works.
I accept I'm a Heineken man myself. I like a good Heineken. It's a nice cash. I like the Spanish drinks, the Hispanic.
Oh, you're a
Corona. I like Coronas. I like
Modelo.
Heineken is not
Modelo.
Hispanic.
Equis.
what?
No way Heineken's Hispanic.
Oh, Heineken's more German, isn't it?
It's Belgian, right?
It's
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
German.
Bel-
You're all
It's-
fucking the
it's
same.
European.
Who cares?
and I know it's European. That's
I enjoy like the Heineken, the Modelo, the Coronas. Those are more my style.
you like foreign, not domestic.
I do. Fuck Bud Light. Fuck Busch Light. Fuck Budweiser. What's the fucking Labatt Blue?
Well, Bad
A
Blues
fucking Keystone. All
Get
that
outta
shit.
here, you
Get
immigrant.
that shit out of here.
Labatt domestic. Yeah, it's Canadian.
Get
when
out
you're
of our-
on the lake, you're drinking Labatt.
Bringing it circling back. Out of 10, over cola. What you giving it?
Over cola, solid 8.
Solid 8.
Solid 8.
Jake, what you thinking?
It brings
At least with this specific cola.
adding the cola brings it up to a 6.5 for me.
I'd give this an 8 as well.
Yeah. I would say
over this cola, this is an 8. Bringing our total average score to a 7.25.
I don't know, I had a 5, so I'd say it's more like a 6.
I mean, over cola. Average in general would probably be a 6.
Yeah. I'd say it's like a slightly above average.
Total across all three categories, 6, which puts it right on par with Crown.
Wow.
I don't disagree with that statement either.
I would not either.
To be honest, here's the thing: Crown definitely overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah.
It's a
So
it's a name
overrated.
brand. You're buying it because you Crown.
If you
It comes in a bag. Woo!
If you taste
Sounds
it,
great.
you know you're buying the branding.
I would
The
not.
second you taste Crown, you're like, oh,
It's the
I'm paying for the damn bottle right here.
It's the Yeti of cups.
Nah, I wouldn't say Crown's
well,
the
the
Yeti.
Yeti of drinks? Because
Yes.
Yeti coolers.
Yeah, you're right. Yeti of drink. Yeti
Yeah.
of whiskeys.
You buy
The
Crown
Yeti-
because you want
Yeti
that
of whiskeys.
cool Crown bag. The bag sells it.
No.
The bottle's cool.
I'm a Yeti man myself. I
got
enjoy
a good
them
name, too.
thoroughly. They work very well. You
Hey,
can
no
buy
free branding. No free shout outs.
Dude, I
Yeti
would
sponsor
I would,
Yeti
us.
I would
sponsor
be
us.
willing to say this is the Jim Beam of Yetis.
Yeah. This is definitely
Jim
the
Beam.
Jim.
Oh.
The Jim Beam. He spilled.
I spilled
party
whiskey
foul.
all
Party
over
foul.
myself.
That's a party foul. You know what we do on party fouls?
how's
We
that a-
send them. Am I right?
Do we
How's that a
send them on
party
party
foul?
We
fouls?
send them on party foul.
Is
If
this
you
a-
party foul, you have to send them. Am I right?
Do
It's
we have
not
to
a
send
party
them?
foul unless I spill on someone else. Spilling on myself.
This is good. I'd send it.
I like. Oh, we're gonna send it.
I'd send it.
Are we ending the episode right?
I'm not
here,
going to
then?
send. We don't
I
need to
think-
send it, guys. Enjoy it. You know, it's good, right?
I think he needs to send it because
He
he
party
spilled
foul.
it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll send it.
cheers to himself. He's on it.
This
Jake,
is the end of the episode.
We're
drinking this thing. This stuff's pretty good.
I guess we're doing
Check it out. If you're broke, enjoy.
Good being here with you, boys.
Jim Crow. It's not a law, but it's good.
It's not a law, but it's the claw. I'll see you in the morning, boys.
The claw of the crow. Great episode.